Hey tribe, I'm sorry y'all. Hey tribe, how y'all doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Basketball Wives, new season episode 2. And like I told you guys before, you know, I'm new to Basketball Wives, but it's not taking me long to figure some things out, right? So this episode really didn't give me a lot of action. It was really laying a lot of foundation for the storylines, honestly. So we started off the episode with Evelyn and Jennifer. They're out. They supposed to be hiking, I guess, but anyway. But basically, it's just an opportunity for them to just talk some shit. And Evelyn is repeating some rumors that she heard about Cece. Now Evelyn has already, I think, decided that she's not really crazy about Cece, that she's not really rocking with Cece too tough. But the conversation is that Cece used to be running around the gym flirting with the young guys and maybe doing more than some flirting. And we know that she met Cece, and we know that Cece met Byron at the gym. They told us that last episode that that's how they met. But Byron is far from one of the young guys, right? So there's that rumor, that's going out there. And then we see Malaysia, Jackie, is her name Cameron? Tamara? No, shit. The other girl. I want to say her name is Cameron, but I feel like that's not right. Um, Kristen. That's it. Kristen. So it's Jackie, Kristen, Malaysia, and I think Tammy ends up coming through. And they're at the table talking, and they're Jackie's kind of they're talking about the Mardi Gras party, and Jackie kind of apologizes for how she kind of acted after her daughter went and talked to Evelyn, and she was like, it's just some old family stuff. Here's what I don't understand. I don't understand these people who go on these reality shows, but they don't know nothing about the people they go on the show with. Like, this is like the 6th or 7th season of Basketball Wives. How you don't know nobody's backstory? And I remember when Kim Fields went on Housewives of Atlanta, and she was like, I just didn't know anything about the show. Why would you not go and hit a Netflix purge and like binge that shit? I remember Lisa Rinna hadn't looked at old episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then like one weekend she watched them, and it was like her whole Instagram story, which was hilarious. But it was like, how do you not do research before you go on these shows? But anyway, they acting like they don't know nothing about the storyline with Evelyn and Jackie Christie's daughter last season and all of that. And so they don't know understand kind of what happened or why things went down the way they went down. I just find that so interesting because I know I'd be all up in the past seasons. I want to know who's who and what's what and what the fuck I'm walking into, but maybe that's just me. Okay, rewind for a minute. Let's go back to the conversation with Evelyn and Jennifer. So we see that Jennifer is also being messy and carrying bones. So last week I got on Shawnee about carrying these bones back to Tammy, and we saw with Jennifer relayed the message that Tammy said, tell everybody I say hi, well, the people that I mess with. And that was a little messy, but it was what it was. I could see where it was messy, but at the same time, Tammy, you did it to be messy. Like, you did it to be messy. So anyway, so that's important because that comes back later on in the episode. And we see that Jennifer carried bones back to Evelyn about the French Montana comment that Tammy made about how Evelyn is French Montana's publicity stunt. And of course, Evelyn is like, really? Like, we're just two adults that just enjoy spending time with each other. Like, he don't need no publicity stunt. He's French Montana. Whatever. But that comes back later. So that's the reason why I wanted to make sure I put that in there. So they're at dinner. So then we see Evelyn rolling up in her Bentley over to Shawnee's house. And the purpose of that conversation was to kind of rehash the whole why she's not with Carl and the whole she got eggs sitting somewhere waiting for her to decide what to do with them, which is a very serious decision. Like, I'm not going to make light of that. That those are your eggs. And we find out later on in the episode, it's not just her eggs. They've already been fertilized with Carl's sperm. So it's not like she could just say, well, I'll keep the eggs and hold on to them for a later date if I fall in love again, or I just get a random sperm donor because I want another child. You can't really do nothing with those eggs because you and Carl are no longer together. And at this point, if you know for a fact that y'all not getting back together, there's really no reason for those eggs to be sitting there. And again, I don't know all the legalities, but I don't think they're going to hold on to those eggs indefinitely. I think you have a window that you're going to make a decision. So that's going to be something that she's dealing with this season, I guess. So then we see Tammy with her boo, and she's just talking to him about how she didn't really appreciate Jennifer carrying the bones back and forth, and that she feel like Shawnee and Jennifer are a little shady. And she was like, I don't know who I can trust, because I thought me and Jennifer were cool, but now that her and Evelyn are getting cool again, I already am starting to see some shadiness, and I don't like it. And she was like, with Shawnee, you act like you trying to be neutral, but I don't really feel like that. I feel like you leaning towards Evelyn. So, that's kind of the conversation that Tammy's having with her boo. And of course, she's talking about how, she really loves him and he loves her, warts and all, and he knows her flaws and her stanky breath, and she loves him, and that's, she really could see herself married to him. And she was saying how she never thought she would be in that space again. So, that's sort of their thing. Then we see Shawnee meet up with Kristen. And we find out that, well, we already knew that Kristen's husband is her oldest son. I forget the baby's name, but the one that's committed to UCLA, that's his basketball coach. And so there's already some relationships established there. And they kind of talk. I think that's just their kind of meet and greet situation. I don't think anything major transpired in that conversation other than a hey, nice to meet you thing. So then we see Jackie meet up with, she's going to be a new character on the show. Her name is OG, and she plays female football, tackle football. They actually have a league out here in Maryland. I knew some friends that played on the team, went to a few games over the years, and she's serious, and Jackie. Okay, so y'all drop it in the comments because y'all know I'm new to Basketball Wives. Does Jackie talk about sex all the time? Like, it just, like, it didn't matter what was going on, what scene she was in, who she was in the scene with, what the scene was about. Everything led back to sex. And she was talking about how it was turning her on, watching these women, how she got, and then they let her play, and they actually let her score a touchdown, and she was just like, oh my gosh, I had an orgasm, and it just turned me on. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, is that all she talks about? But anyway, OG is the new character on the show, and her boyfriend actually plays basketball, but right now he's playing overseas. So there's that scene. Then we see Evelyn, Jennifer, and Kristen meet up. Again, a get to know you kind of situation. They're doing a vegan cooking class. They're making pizzas and that kind of thing. And in this conversation, it comes out, Evelyn repeats what she had told Jennifer about the rumors about Cece. Now, here's the thing. Kristen had already told you that Cece is her husband's father's girlfriend. And she told you that she's known this woman for a long time, and they have a relationship. So you being messy on purpose, and you throwing it out there on purpose, because what other reason do you have to repeat these rumors at the gym? And so Evelyn is like, well, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't made up my mind about Cece yet, and I heard some things about Miss Cece. So of course Kristen's like, well, what you talking about? And Evelyn repeats the whole, well, I heard that she was hanging out at the gym chasing after them young boys. And of course Kristen's like, what? And from there the conversation went way left, and by the end of the conversation she was giving men happy endings, because we must have missed, oh, I forgot to put that in, I'm sorry y'all. When Cece was talking to Jackie earlier on, we found out that Cece is a registered nurse, and she also has a spa that does like Botox and laser hair removal and things like that. So she's a businesswoman, and she's kind of like on her hustle, on her grind. But Evelyn has turned that into, it's just a front for a massage parlor, and this woman's giving out happy endings, which I thought was really fucked up. Like, I thought that was really fucked up for her to say. And of course, Kristen is sitting there like, what do I do? Like, I'm supposed to be here trying to get to know these bitches, and we supposed to be trying to establish some sort of something, and they talking trash about my girl, and not just my girl, but a family member. What I'm gonna do? And she sort of lets it slide. I mean, she kind of says, well, hold up, that's not nothing I've heard before. All this is new to me. And she even asked Evelyn, well, where are you getting this from? And you just repeating stuff you heard from people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she sort of claps back, but not really claps back. She sort of lets it slide, I guess. Then we have another little filler scene with Shawnee and Evelyn doing a podcast. And again, it's really nothing there. It's just a conversation. The guy asked them, out of all your exes, if you needed, if you were in trouble on the side of the road in the middle of the night, who would you call? And Shawnee was like, oh, that's easy. I'll call Shaq. Like, he was like, oh, so Shaq will be there? She was like, in a heartbeat. Like, he'd be there in a second. And so they asked Evelyn, and Evelyn's like, oh, I don't know. Who would I call? I don't know. And she was like, out of my 3 exes. I'm like, bitch, you've dated more than just the 3 ball players that you've been linked to. But out of all of her exes, she says Chad. Chad? Chad Johnson. Ocho Cinco. The one that you accused of beating you up. Headbutting you, and him. The one you were married to for 6 weeks. That dude. Out of all your exes, that's who you calling? Okay. Not the father of either one of your kids. No? Okay. Alright. Clearly you know something we don't know. But that answer didn't seem to surprise Shawnee. So, there you go. The other thing we found out about Cece is that Cece is from Tahiti. Is it Tahiti? She's from Tahiti. And she does Polynesian dance classes. And so she invites Jackie to come to one of her classes. So it's Jackie, Kristen, and Cece. And they have a good time. I mean, Jackie has absolutely no fucking rhythm. But they look like they're having a good time. Jackie's like, I'm on this whole health kick, and anything that's going to help me burn calories and get in shape and all that other stuff, like, I'm cool with. And so they have a good little, it looks like they have a good little time. And of course, after the dance class is over, they're talking. And that is when Kristen tells Cece what Evelyn said about her. The whole rumors that, the stuff that Evelyn is spreading, the rumors and what was said. And of course, Cece is like, what? Like, what are they talking about? Like, I'm a registered nurse. Like, this is my business. Like, I'm not out here doing no craziness like that. And so she's kind of like, I don't even know how to even address this bullshit. And here go, Jackie, you gotta nip that in the bud, girl. You better nip it in the bud. You better let them know what's up. And, of course, Jackie getting mad for her, right? So, the next scene we see is where they're supposed to be calling Jennifer in. I don't want to say it was an intervention, but basically calling Jennifer in to let her know, look, don't get caught up in no bullshit. Don't be shady. Don't be carrying no bones back and forth. So it's Tammy, Jackie, Cece, Kristen, Malaysia? No, rewind, stop, and pause. This scene is just Jackie and Tammy. Sorry. It's just Jackie and Tammy. No, I thought it was more than just Jackie and Tammy. Hold on, let me see. Okay, it starts off with Jackie and Tammy, and then the other people show up. And they're at this wine bar, and Malaysia shows up, and they're at this little wine bar, which is a cute little wine bar. And they're based, again, it's really not a major conversation. It's a filler. But in this conversation, Jackie and Tammy talk about marriage, and Tammy's like, you need to tell Reg what's up. You've been married 21 times. I know you know how to, get the proposal right and all that good stuff. Then we find out, then that's when Jackie is letting them know what was said at the Polynesian dance class about Cece. And she's letting them know that, Evelyn and Jennifer are starting this shit and talking about Cece. And of course, Malaysia's like, whoa, that's my family. And that's not cool. You know what I mean? It's not cool for them to be saying that, and it needs to be addressed. Like, I need to nip this in the bud, and it needs to be addressed. Um, that's also when Tammy finds out that Jennifer repeated the comment about, well, I'm speaking to who I'm cool with. And Tammy was like, because Malaysia was like, well, I didn't know who she was talking about. Tammy was like, ain't we cool? Oh, all right, then you know it wasn't you. Like, Tammy was like, I'm not even going to take that bait. Like, if me and you cool, you know I ain't talking about you. And Jennifer knew that, that was just some bullshit between me and her, and I was kikiing, and that didn't need to be repeated. And she was like, come on, Jennifer, don't get messy like you being messy. So that's when, again, like I said, the conversation comes up about Cece and how Evelyn and Jennifer are carrying, being messy. Now, why they chose to address Jennifer out of the group, I don't know. Because nobody approached Evelyn, they just approached Jennifer. So they called Jennifer to come through or whatever. And when Jennifer gets there, Tammy checks her, like at the door. Tammy checks her about that whole, why you felt the need to repeat what I said to you on the phone about speak to who you know I'm cool with. Like, you knew I was joking. Like, you knew that didn't need to be repeated. Like, come on. And so Jennifer was like, you said it. I didn't know you didn't want me to repeat it. Like, I mean, Jennifer, you're not that dumb. You knew what you were doing. You was drinking that night. You was a little fucked up, but you knew what you were doing. So then the rest of the group addresses her about the whole Cece comment. And Jennifer is just like, and she's sitting there like she don't get it. She's sitting there like she really don't understand why they mad at her, why there's an issue. And she's like, well, I mean, that's what was said. We were just repeating it. I didn't say it was true. Bitch, you know good and well you ain't got to say something is true. But you called that woman a fucking prostitute. Like, that's not cute. That's not funny. And you don't even know that chick. Like, you don't even know her. And you going off of some bullshit Evelyn said that she heard from somebody else at the gym. So, like, it's some bullshit. And it didn't turn into no real big argument. But they basically checked her. And Cece was being real nice about it. And was like, well, this is my business. And this is serious. This isn't a joke. And, this could really hurt me. This could cause some serious ramifications. And, Jackie in the back, like, she being too nice. She being too nice. I wouldn't be being this nice. I would get in her ass. And while this whole conversation was going on, Tammy was like, okay, well, I'm going to exit stage left because I filmed my scene for the day and I'm done. Like, that's how I felt. Because ain't nobody know that she was leaving until she asked for it to go for her food. Like, they were like, you leaving? She was like, yeah, I'm out. And so she goes outside, and Jennifer sort of runs her down like, yo, Tammy. And see, this to me, that lets you know when you're guilty. Because you ran her down to talk to her. Yo, Tammy, I really didn't mean anything by it. And Tammy was like, look, don't become the bone collector. Don't do it. You don't want that position. You want to play that role. Don't get messy. Like, you're being messy right now. Don't be messy. Don't allow yourself to be used. Don't allow yourself to be put in the middle of this bullshit. And that's kind of where Tammy left it. I mean, Jennifer, it was funny because Jennifer tried to pull on Tammy, and Tammy was like, don't touch me, because then I'm going to feel trapped, and I'm going to have to, basically, she was letting her know, I might have to swing on your ass. So I'm letting you know now, back up off me. Back up off me. So that was pretty much the climax of this whole episode, to be honest with you, and it really wasn't a lot with that. Evelyn goes to talk to her doctor, and like I already told you, that conversation was basically, what are you going to do with these eggs that's sitting in this freezer? What you going to do with them? And that was pretty much it. Like, again, I felt like it was a lot of filler scenes, a lot of setting up for storylines, because of course y'all know this whole Cece is the whole thing ain't going to die. They're going to drag out the whole Evelyn, what she going to do with her eggs. They're going to drag that out. And then it's going to be a dynamic with Jennifer, Tammy, and Evelyn. Like, that triangle is going to play out. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. But that's pretty much what this episode was. With reality, they got to give you they got to lay the groundwork for the bullshit. So this was some groundwork for the bullshit, right? So y'all let me know how y'all feel in them comments. Peace.